we're out here at the Poplar Hill Lower Eastern Shore Research and Education Center with the University of Maryland. And this is the organic transition strategy experiment, whereby we're trying to find ways that farmers can profitably and improve the soil during the 3 years in which a farmer who's conventionally growing grains and wants to grow organic has to spend 3 years using organic practices, can't use any synthetic chemicals, but doesn't get organic prices. And so we want to see how to best do this and maintain soil health from the kind of no-till cover crop system that it would have been in. So what we're seeing here are the spring cover crops that were established last year, and we have 4 different systems that range from highly disturbed, pretty conventional, if you can say that, a conventional organic, which is based on a lot of tillage, to a system that gets through the transition without any tillage except up front. The first treatment is here. This is a pea cover crop. We plan to come in, plow this up, mix it in with the soil, kill it, and control weeds by cultivation. So there'll be a lot of soil disturbance. It was a fairly late planted cover crop, and it's sort of moderately successful, I'd say. And this is pretty typical of organic grain production. The second treatment is over here, and you can see this is a multi-species cover crop. This has got a grass in it, which is rye, and it's got a legume which fixes nitrogen from the air. And this, we hope to be able to roll this down and break it and use just as little tillage as possible while suppressing weeds primarily by competition. And so we hope to get a decent crop out of this. This was established fairly early in the fall, a little bit earlier than this one. So this is our third system, which uses still less disturbance. It's closer to a no-till system, but organic. It's got a similar cover crop, but the difference is we tried to do some precision zone cover cropping by planting a row of radishes wherever we plan to plant corn. You can kind of see that the radishes didn't die, they went to flower, so the white flowers are from the radishes. But they produced this big nutrient-rich root, which was big and white like a daikon radish, but it normally dies during the winter. This one didn't quite die, so it's going to seed. We plan to precision plant the corn right down the radish row and then roll the rest of this and try to grow this without using any even organic herbicides, without having to buy fertilizer, and without having to do tillage or to minimize it. So this is sort of the lower input, but we got an earlier start, and this plot also had a really diverse summer cover crop last year. And then the fourth treatment, which basically has no disturbance after the first tillage, is an alfalfa grass hay. So it was established last summer. It's now big enough to cut, so we plan to cut hay from this 3 or 4 times a year, probably 3 times, and never do any tillage. Should not have to do anything to control weeds other than the competition of the plants. So once this is established, this should be the most like it is a perennial vegetation that'll be in there, and we expect this probably will result in the best soil health at the end of the period of time, and possibly the best profit. Although we won't be harvesting grain for 3 years, the hay itself is worth quite a bit if we can find a way to get it to market.